to the Random Guy podcast for Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Guys, we're already at the end of the month. Time flies. It's 44 degrees right now. Had a nice day yesterday. I think it got up into the low 60s finally. Still have some snow in some of the areas where there is not a lot of sunlight, particularly my backyard. The front of my house is facing south, so most of the snow on the front yard is melted. Backyard still has pretty much covered with snow. So, the big news today, Gene Hackman, twice Oscar-winning actor, 95 years old. His wife, 64 years old. 31 years his younger. And their dog found dead in their home in New Mexico. Cause of death is undetermined, not expected, not thought to be foul play, apparently. So, we'll see what happened there. Could be an accident, could be a gas leak or something, or it could be a mutual suicide or something. Who knows? We'll find out in the coming days what happened to Gene Hackman. Guy was 95 years old. Certainly lived a long, healthy, for the most part, life. Married twice, I believe. I think he had 3 kids with his first wife. And the second wife didn't have any children. Good morning, Chad. How are you? Gene Hackman and wife and dog found dead in New Mexico. Big news story of the day, I guess. The other news was Nvidia's quarterly report came out, and underwhelming was the news from that. They beat expectations, but they didn't blow out expectations like they've been doing last couple of quarters. So there's a definite slowdown, at least for this quarter with Nvidia. Keep an eye on that for next quarter, for April, and see what happens with Nvidia. Is China, with their cheap AI, cutting into that? Maybe. Sanyu Mixora. Hello. Good morning. I'm back. I didn't do a show yesterday. I was extremely tired. I still have a lingering cough. I had flu-like symptoms probably 3 weeks ago. I worked one day from home, but I was extremely tired. Headaches, congestion. Gotten over all of that except this lingering cough. And so I called my doctor, and I made an appointment to go and see the doctor today. I was given cough medication. Supposedly, they said, if it doesn't clear up within 10 days or so, to call them back. And that's the case. It has not cleared up. So that's going to cut a couple hours at least into my day today. I'm going to work 6 to probably about 9 o'clock. Then I'm head up to the doctor. Get there, they make the appointment for 10:30, and then you're there till 11:30 when they actually see you. That's the way it works with these outfits. But I got to go. I got to do what I got to do to stay healthy. So we'll see. When I saw the other physician 2 weeks ago, they offered steroids to help with the eradicating. I declined the steroids. I probably should not have done that. I should have taken a full blast of medications and gotten rid of the fucking thing, but I didn't know. So let's see. Feel okay? Just throat phlegm. Yeah, spit it all out, bro. Get rid of it. Got the coffee this morning. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, I got to go. You know, it kind of sucks today. I was considering working from home, but my parents really distract me when I'm there. You know, they're walking around. My mom's losing her hearing, so she's sitting in the next room with the TV on real loud. So it's not a good situation for me to concentrate on my work. So I decided to go into work today and knock out a few hours worth of work. Go to the doctor, and then from the doctor, I'm probably going to have to head all the way down to New Haven. I got to take care of a hearing where my company is cited in on a case that is not our case. For some reason, they put us as the insurer of record. We're not. And normally I would just write a letter to the judge saying, look, judge, we're not the carrier. You know, dismiss us, please. But they never read that. And then they send a letter, you didn't appear at this hearing, blah, blah, blah. So I told my boss yesterday, I'm just going to go to this hearing, tell him what I found with the coverage, get us off the damn docket so we don't get put back on. So it makes for a kind of hectic day for me today. I'm in the middle of the state. I got to go back towards Hartford, go see the doctor. I got to go back down to New Haven. So we were looking at like 4.5 hours of wasted time today. So you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, the inflammation, exactly. Jonathan, exactly. So, you know, they did take x-rays of my chest a couple weeks ago. They didn't find anything significant, so I don't know if she'll want to do that again. Well, you know, it may be this long C word, you know? Could be something like that. I did take a shot. I took a booster shot back in 2020. And I did it because, you know, I was threatened with losing my job. They said, you know, people that don't get vaccinated by a certain date, you know, will be terminated. And, you know, at that point, I decided that I still had a few years of career left, and I took the shot. I took the Moderna shot. I took the Moderna first booster. And then they kind of backed off after that. There were more boosters after the first one, but I never got any more. As far as I know, I never caught COVID. Yeah, I am a random dad. I'm actually a grandfather now. And somebody mentioned, you know, this is the random guy over here talking. And that's what I am. I'm just a random guy, nobody special. My name's Stan, and I have a channel, Stan CT, Connecticut-based. I just do streaming here and there. I didn't do a stream yesterday because I slept in a little bit. I was very, very tired yesterday. And rather than going in at 6 o'clock, I went in at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I slept an extra hour. I decided not to stream yesterday, so that's why I wasn't here yesterday. Thank you, Melos. Have a good day yourself, my friend. Thank you very much. Let's see what people are saying here. Leo Forstman, you look like a yep. Chad, you're gonna be in Hartford today. All right, cool. Yeah, my brother and his wife are flying in to Bradley today. Not sure when, but my brother's mother-in-law passed away, and the funeral's tomorrow. So they've asked me to be a pallbearer, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm gonna have to take a day off, so I don't think I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll be from my kitchen, just getting up, getting coffee ready, and this sort of thing. But tomorrow's another day that I normally work half days on Friday, so it's not really a big deal if I don't work the 4 hours. I did have 3 cases I was supposed to do tomorrow. After we found out about the death and the funeral arrangements, their request for me to be a pallbearer, I said sure, and I had to take those 3 cases and refer them out to House Counsel to take care of. So what do you guys think of Nvidia earnings? Underwhelming. Beating expectations, but underwhelming. Initially, Nvidia dropped in pre-market. Now they're up, like 0.3% or something. Last I heard. So, I think these growth stocks fluctuate quite a bit, and you have to take the good with the bad. But you have to look at the external forces at play here, and China, if they develop a cheap chip, just as powerful for less, using up less energy, then that's going to severely undercut Nvidia and all the other American companies. I've had a nice run with Nvidia in a mutual fund I have. What's the other one? Shit, I can't think of the name. Palantir. I had Palantir stock that I bought around $17-18 a share. So I've had a nice run up with that this year, or not this year, 12 months or so. So I'm holding on to the Palantir for now, but I'm certainly keeping an eye and see what happens with it. Chad Bailey, if a politician didn't buy into it, it's not going to make money. This is true, Chad, and you make a good point. One of the top Twitter accounts that I follow, or the X accounts that I follow, is called Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker, and it tracks not only her but all these other big shots on these committees that steer things, what they're doing, what they're buying. It's interesting to see what they're doing, but there does appear to be a bit of lag time between when they come up with a tweet and what actually happened, because they'll say Nancy Pelosi last month bought X amount of shares and she's up $300,000. Which is nice, but you want the information what she's buying and selling beforehand, before the price movement. And so you really need to keep an eye on what they're actually doing in real time. Yeah. Many of them are, Chad. Many of them are. They fall into that gravy train. They get lifetime health benefits. It's insane what they do. They earn $200,000 a year salary as politicians, and when they retire, they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Insane. Pelosi. So Trump and Musk issued this email to asking people what they did last week, and a lot of them didn't respond. I don't know if this is across the board, all government agencies, or what. If somebody knows, so let me know. But now Trump's saying, well, we might have to terminate a lot of these people. Well, maybe so. You really wonder how much fat there is to trim off the government payroll. I'm sure there's good people, trying to work, trying to do their job. Those are the ones you want to keep. But even in a post office, you go into a post office and you try to get good service, and you don't really get good service anymore. Occasionally when I'm buying a gold coin or something, at an auction, it goes to the post office, and you got to sign for it. And the guy there at the front desk is always pissed off. He just never smiles. I don't know what he's going through. But when I go to my P.O. box to pick up my mail, I got that little yellow card. Got to go to the front desk and sign for something. So I go there and I got to wait in line. And there's people there that don't know what the fuck they're doing, coming in there to get passports done without an appointment, and all kinds of stuff. Christmas is crazy when people are sending Christmas gifts. It's like the worst time to be in the post office. December. But we're all through that now, and so it's not so bad. But when there is a line in the post office, 3-4 people, there's this one guy working. Maybe there's 2 people during Christmas time. Meanwhile, in the back, you see 4 or 5 people just walking around. They don't put these people on the front desk to clear out the congestion in the front end. And not my job. That's the attitude the post office seems to have. Good morning, Sarah. How are you? Green thing. Good morning, my dear. Scrolling back here, I started talking, and I missed some of these messages. So yeah, my day's gonna be messed up today. Just a lot of wasted time between going to the doctor, going back down to New Haven for something we really shouldn't be there for anyway in the first place. And then I come back. I got to write a report on this thing. We don't have a claim because it's not our claim. Normally, I would write a report. I'd paste it into the claim as a hearing report. But there's no claim to put this report in. So the way I document this is I keep a copy of the hearing notice, and I send an email to my boss saying, I appeared at this hearing. This person was here. This person. This was the judge. This is what we decided. And I staple that. I print a copy of the hearing report that I write up to the email and to the hearing notice. And I keep a pile of this miscellaneous shit. It's like this high already. Just miscellaneous shit that I have to do that is not documented elsewhere. Just in case we get called in 6 weeks from now to go to another hearing, I could pull that out and say, Judge referred to the hearing of such and such. So I'm not going to go to any more hearings. I expect the judge to take us off and not bother us with this. And if they don't take us off, I gotta write another letter to the judge. Yep. Should be a nice day. Looks a little overcast today. A little drizzly here. The ground's wet. So I don't know if it's going to rain later today. It might, I guess. Tomorrow, I think at dusk, sunset, there's like 6 planets are going to be possibly visible. I think 4 of them to the naked eye. Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn might be visible to the naked eye. But also Uranus and Neptune are in there. They're all like in a kind of like in a Nike, type thing. Right near right after sunset. So I think Uranus and Neptune might not be visible to the naked eye. You might need binoculars or a telescope to see them, but you should be able to see the other 4 planets: Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. So if you have a clear sky tomorrow evening, check that out, guys. That's cool, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so really not much in the news today. Nvidia, underwhelming performance. And Gene Hackman, his wife, and their dog found dead in New Mexico. Gene Hackman, age 95. His wife, age 64, 31 years younger than him, his second wife. And their dog found dead. Foul play is not suspected, they said. So I don't know what that means. More news will be coming out of that. You hope it wasn't a suicide type situation or whatever. Maybe it was natural gases or something that killed those folks. But this guy was a twice Academy Award winner with The French Connection, the classic movie from 1972. And then again in 1993, I think, with The Unforgiven. He won a supporting Oscar for that as a sheriff in that Clint Eastwood movie, The Unforgiven. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Juan. Good morning. Yes, Cindy. New Mexico. Gene Hackman, wife, and dog found dead. Foul play not suspected. So that's like the big celebrity story of the day. I always try to, it's stupid. I know. I joke around like I put on Michelle Marie Delaney's channel. I go, Michelle, who? Towards the end of the year, I'll say, who do you put in your Deadpool channel for next? Who do you put in your Deadpool for next year? It's always Dick Van Dyke, the Pope, and somebody else. And I didn't think of Gene Hackman, but yeah, he was old. He was 95. Everything's cool, Sarah. Have a great day, Yeah, he was a great actor. Yeah. Many movies. He was in a lot of the old early TV shows too. If you go to his American Movie Database or whatever that website is, it shows like everything he was in. A lot of these people were in these TV programs in the 1950s and 60s. The Twilight Zone and things like that. You'll find episodes where Gene Hackman plays some character in some of these shows. That's kind of interesting to go and find and watch again if you're into that sort of thing. I like the old shows. The Alfred Hitchcock Presents. You know, Alfred Hitchcock had always had some sort of irony in these half-hour and 1 hour shows he did. I remember I came across one Alfred Hitchcock show. Somebody posted it. I guess the copyright fell off or something on this one episode, and it was like a very early Burt Reynolds, you know, black and white. You know, Burt Reynolds. I don't know how old he was, like from 1960. And Burt Reynolds and his dad are driving an oil truck. You know, they bought an old oil truck in the desert, in the Southwest desert, and then they get hijacked by some guys trying to get to Mexico, and they all run out of water. And the bad guys end up dying somehow. Because of no water. I know what they did. They stole the oil truck from Burt Reynolds and the guy playing his dad. And I think all they had was like a canteen. Somehow they made it. And then they find these other two characters that were the bank robbers with the oil truck dead. You know, they died of dehydration. And it turns out that what Burt Reynolds and the dad were carrying was not oil. They were carrying water. They just bought the old truck. They cleaned it out, and they were transporting water to their ranch or something. And so they just didn't paint over the truck yet to say water. It still said oil. You know, something oil company. So that was an interesting short story that Alfred Hitchcock presented. Oh, The Blind Man. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember The Blind Man. You remember the original Frankenstein? Or was it The Bride of Frankenstein where the monster came across the blind man? I forgot which which movie it was in. Both of them were classic movies of the 1930s. But the blind man in that film, everybody was trying to kill the monster. They're all with the pitchforks and the torches and shit. And he's running away. He's trying to hide. And then this blind man living in the forest somewhere is the only one that was kind to the monster. It's really kind of a touching scene. That the only compassion the monster found was from a blind man. Makes you think, Makes you think. It's like sometimes the people that don't have anything are the ones that are always willing to help you out. So anyway, I don't have much to talk about today, guys, other than the little chit chat of Gene Hackman and Nvidia. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman, his wife, and their little dog. And hopefully there was no foul play involved in that. Anyway, guys, I have gas. I don't need gasoline. The gas price here is $2.92 a gallon today. And I thank everybody for coming in today. Everybody, Sarah, Juan, Green Thing, Chad was in here, Cindy, Joe Crow, Leo, Mello's Mello's reactions, Jonathan, Squirrel Bait, Todd Fuller, Sanyu Moksamora. Yeah, thanks everybody for popping in today. Much appreciated. Tomorrow again, I'm I'm not working, and I have to go to a funeral, family funeral. So I probably will not do a show tomorrow. So if that's the case, everybody have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll try to pop back in on Monday. That's all for now, guys. Take care. Have a great day.